This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
First and foremost, Rich is going to be the host of the 2015 US Open, but it's a true links golf course designed by Robert Trent Jones II. Breathtaking views of the Puget Sound, as well as the Olympic Mountains on a clear day.
Frank, you think of links golf, you think of Scotland, the home of golf. Links in the state of Washington?
That's right, and it is a true links too. Wide fairways. You're going to have a little bit of imagination today as well, because when this golf course plays firm and fast, you're going to play the bump and run, and you will need a ton of variety of shots around the greens.
Well, that's just how you envision it when you walk to the first tee. High and deep, right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. It just, you feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Now to the second hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is not overly long. Where's the trouble here?
Well, 281 yards really to the big long bunker that goes all the way to the green. So as long as you can avoid that, you don't have to hit driver down here, just something that's going to be a little short of that. You're still only going to have 100 yards, really, or just over 100 yards in for your second shot. A really good chance, too, to get off to a good start. It's fine.
Frank, what do you think the designer, Robert Trent Jones II, and his team saw when they first came out to this site right along the Puget Sound?
I'd like to think they saw what is we know now as Chambers Bay, but I imagine it would be a very difficult process, like all the other great links golf courses. You know, you're trying to somehow extract a championship golf course, a test for every level of play, a walking golf course that's going to be fun at some levels and very testing at the highest level. He's managed to achieve all of that.
So many bold landforms, as they say, and those landforms were really just shaped by the wind and the weather coming off the Puget Sound.
Yeah, which really is the definition of a true links. True links is wasteland, which is around the coastal land that can't really be used for anything else. And also the natural erosion. I mean, that's where some of these courses just develop. But these holes will change over the next 50, 100 years, purely by the nature of its location.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
And he's made the green. And getting ready for the putt. One under early in the round. Frank, here on the fourth tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. That's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie.
This is an awkward length.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
Well, Frank, here at the fifth, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway, that is, by bunkers left and right. And those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach. It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Just a pure strike. A perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Ready to tee off here at the 6th. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
Well, as long as it's not in the rough, the bunkers, well, there's no trees here, really. That little green strip, that runway down there, another hole that bends to the right. But find the fairway. The fairway's wide enough. You've got a pretty good idea exactly where you want to go. And once again, this is one of the shorter par 4s. So good drive here, just a short iron in.
Ideal position, sitting up perfectly. Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. You have to make those from that distance. That hurts. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hammocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. So close. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be, what, 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Now the approach at the 8th, and Frank, what are the options for a player?
Well, the green does slope back to front, so if you're a high ball flight hitter, there's nothing wrong with flying the ball all the way up there. But because there's no bunkering in the front, you can also come in here low and sort of bound that ball up there. Choices.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Man.
I just pushed it.
Well, that hurts. Locked in on the read and the speed. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, the 9th hole is called Olympus. Feels as though Russell Crowe should be standing on the tee, starring in some sort of a movie about the Greek gods.
I knew you'd go like Titans and that down here. But this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. This isn't for the Greek gods and the Titans of the world. They might think they are, but this is for you and me. This is for everybody. 36 handicaps. We can all play here.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
It's a rather nice shot, I would say.
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in. And that's where the men separate themselves from the boys. That was just a beautiful bunker shot.
That's skill right there. Good, solid par right there. Frank, what's the player looking at on the 10th here at Chambers Bay?
Well, normally at a par 4, you're just thinking blaze away, but this is one of the few holes, really, I think you've got to be careful on what club you hit off the tee. It starts to narrow up. You really want to avoid those two short bunkers that come in around the 300-yard mark. And that really sets yourself up with a nice sort of wedge. That's really the right way to play it. You don't have to take the trouble on in front here. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here. Not a problem there, Rich. It's no snack, though.
Wow, I thought he made that. Missed putt and a drop shot here at the 10th. That's a dropped shot. Now coming back down to earth, Frank.
Well, you can only fly so close to the sun for so long before your wings start to melt. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He is just so explosive. The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the